Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes,
Good
sir.
afternoon, sir.
Okay, so we'll start with the lecture. So in the last class, we have discussed with regarding something about, we have started with the second module, which is the fundamental of computer organization and architecture. We have discussed the concept of what is a computer organization, what is computer architecture. So I'll ask few questions. Which is an abstract view? Is it a computer architecture or is it a computer organization? Abstract means something which is like hidden.
Architect.
Okay,
Architecture.
Architecture.
architecture. So if you have so if you have architecture, it will be completely hidden. Okay, so which is more detailed view? So the opposite is
Organization.
organization. So organization is more detailed view. Okay, so in architecture, you'll come to know about what are the instructions that it supports. You'll come to know what are the bits or what is the size of the register that you have. So all these information that you have is there in the architecture. In organization, you will come to know ki if multiplication is there, how does that multiplication perform? So the basic algorithm and the basic internals is been there in organization. Okay, which is important for programmer. Which is important for programmer.
Organization.
It is.
Computer organization. Organization.
Architecture.
Yeah, so I think that point we have like I've misspelled or not misspelled. Actually, I haven't explained the concept properly. The architecture is more important to programmer because programmer के लिए important क्या है? He should know how does which are the instructions that it's supposed to do. एक प्रोसेसर क्या वो ऐड कर पा रहा है, सब्ट्रैक्ट कर पा रहा है, मल्टीप्लाई कर पा रहा है. दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. दैट इज द ओनली थिंग दैट अ प्रोग्रामर शुड नो. हाउ इट इज डूइंग, दैट इज नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट टू अ प्रोग्रामर. Okay, so the programmer should know what are the instructions that it supports, but how it has been done, that is not the that is not related to a programmer. Okay, so programmer को क्या करता है, कैसे कैसे करता है, वो मैटर नहीं करता. क्या करता है, that is all important. So architecture is visible to the programmer, but organization is not visible to the programmer. Okay, so just write down, just do that correction. I think I mistakenly said that it is a part of organization, right? So just do that mistake, that point, just rewrite it. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Yeah. Also, yeah, in architecture, it gives you an answer of what are the problems that a processor will solve. Okay. And in case of organization, it will give you answer to the problem as of how does the problem is getting solved. Okay. So how and what is defines whether you're working on organization or you're working on architecture. Okay, examples that you can give of is computer architecture, is von Neumann architecture or Harvard architecture. Organization that you can give of is the organization or organization of multiplexer, the organization of demultiplexer, etc., etc. Okay, so those are the organization that you can give as an example. In architecture, you can give Harvard, the von Neumann architecture, or the 8086 architecture, or the 8051 architecture. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
After that, we have discussed something regarding what is a computer architecture. So computer has how many different parts? Three major parts. Okay, what are those? What are those?
Processor, memory, input output drive.
Yeah, so just a second. मेरा लगता है माइक्रोफोन मेरा बहुत तेज है यार. मेरा कान फटते फटते रहेगा. So we have a processor. Okay, then we have something which is called as a memory, and then we have something which is called as IO, and they are interconnected. How they are interconnected? The processor and the memory are interconnected to each other, and the processor and IO are also interconnected to each other. And through which are through how they are interconnected to each other? Through something which is called as
Bus.
Bus.
buses.
Bus.
And these buses are of how many types? What are the
Three.
different types
Three.
of
Three.
bus?
Three
Three.
types.
One is a data bus, other is
Address.
address
Address.
bus,
Address bus,
the one is
control bus,
control bus. So
control.
what is yeah, the third one is the control bus. So we have got three different types of buses. What is the role of these buses? The data bus will carry the data between memory to processor. यानी अगर ये बस के ऊपर अगर मैं डेटा डाल दूंगा, then that means we are it is acting as a data bus. अगर इस बस के ऊपर if I put address, then it will act as a address bus. And if I put control signals, then it will act as a control bus. So we have got three different types of buses: data bus, address bus, and control bus. Is it clear? So what is the meaning of bus? अगर आप बस को relate नहीं कर पा रहे हो, just assume bus as wires. Okay, ये बस है. Okay, so this bus are generally 20.
The voice break हो रही है.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
आवाज नहीं आ रही सर आपकी.
Okay, am I
Not
audible?
audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
No problem.
Yeah, so अगर मेरे पास बस का मतलब क्या होता है? बस का मतलब is just like a wire that I have. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Data.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So bus is something like it is a wire. Okay. So generally ये 16 bit का data bus होता है या 20 bit का bus होता है. इसका मतलब ऐसे 20 wires होंगे या ऐसे 16 wires होंगे और उस wire पे I'll be transferring 1 and zeros. So let's say if I transfer 1101, which means what I'm transferring 13. 13 is C, right? No, 13 is what? D. E, F, D. 13 is D. So I'm transferring D as the data in this case. If I transferring this 1101 on address, that means I'm transferring an address and that address has D as the location. Is it clear?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it clear? And similarly, if I transfer D onto the control signal, that means I'm sending a control signal whose value is D, and the respective of the value, whatever operation is being performed, वो operation उसके ऊपर perform होगा. So what is the control bus? What is data bus? What is address bus? These are nothing but these are wires. Okay, these are interconnected wires. Okay, और ये wires को हम bus बोलते हैं depending on what it carries. If it carries data, then it is acting as a data bus. If it carries address, then it is acting as an address bus. If it carries control signals, then it acts as a control bus. Okay, so the processor is connected to the memory and the processor is also connected to IO devices through these buses. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So this computer architecture is broadly divided into two different architecture. One is called as von Neumann architecture. Okay, and the other one is called as
Harvard.
Harvard architecture. Okay, so the von Neumann architecture says that इसके पास तीन major component होंगे. Okay, what are the three major components that it has? It has IO devices, it has
Memory.
and it has central processing unit. What does central processing unit has? Central processing unit के पास क्या क्या होगा? We have already seen something which is called as
ALU.
Then we have seen something which is called as
PC.
PC. Then we have seen something which is called as IR. ये भी देख लिया हमने. Then we have seen MAR. We have something which is called as MAR. Then we have something which is called as MBR. Okay. Then we have something which is called as CU. Okay. And after that we have something which is called as a accumulator, ACC. And then we have something which is called as a GPR, which is general purpose regulations. Okay. And all these are connected through different types of buses. Okay, so we have data bus, we have address bus, we have control bus. Okay, so this was the architecture of von Neumann. Have you drawn this diagram already drawn? Yeah. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is, we'll take a quick revision. What is an ALU? ALU is nothing but it is a circuit. Which type of circuit? It is a combinational circuit which performs which two operations?
Arithmetic.
Arithmetic.
सर आपकी वॉइस वापस गई.
Not sir.
TC is. Am I audible?
Voice
No,
Okay,
sir.
I think I need to shift to some other place. Okay, just wait for a minute. Just wait for a minute. I'll be shifting. वॉइस ब्रेक हो रही है. आ रहा हूं. हाँ, नेटवर्क जा रहा है या इसका प्रॉब्लम है? ओके, आई थॉट कि वहाँ पे मैं बैठा हूँ इसलिए आवाज़ नहीं आ रहा। ओके, एम आई ऑडिबल नाउ? एम आई ऑडिबल?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we have something which is called as ALU. वो हमने देख लिया है. This has been covered. PCIR, MAR, MBR. What are the common thing between all those things? PCIR, MAR, MBR, and AC and GPR. What is the common thing between them? All these are
Register.
all these are registers. Very good. All these are registers. What is a register? Register is nothing but it is a
Temporary storage of address.
Temporary storage area.
temporary storages of data. Temporary storage of data that can be an actual data. It can be address also. Okay, so उसके अंदर कुछ ना कुछ number होगा. Okay, we will have something in it. Okay, so which can be acting as a data also. It can store address also. So whatever is there that we need to store, and that is something which will be stored as a temporary. Is that clear? So what does PC hold? What does PC hold? PC will hold what?
Address of next instruction.
Very good. So PC will hold the address of the next instruction. What is the full form of PC?
Program counter.
Counter. What does IR will hold? IR क्या hold करेगा?
Current instruction address.
Current instruction का address. So अगर ये आपका program है, this is the program, and currently this program is or this instruction is getting executed. So इसका address will be stored in which register? It will be stored in which
IR.
register? IR. And इसका address will be stored in which register?
PR.
PC.
PC, sorry.
Okay, then we have got something which is called as a MAR. Then we have got something which is called as MBR. MAR stands for memory address register. MBR stands for memory buffer register, or you can also write down MDR over there, which is memory data register. So MAR is nothing but it is a register which will hold the address of the instruction that you want to execute. It is not just the sequence address that you want to execute. Let's say अगर कोई यहाँ पे कोई address है और ये अगर इस line से आपको directly jump करना है यहाँ पे, so this address will be storing into MAR. So what is an MAR? MAR is nothing but it holds the address of the instruction you want to execute. Is that clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then what is MBR? MBR is nothing but it is memory buffer register, or it is also called as a memory data register. It will hold the data that you want to transmit or receive. Okay. So what is MBR? MBR is nothing but it is a register which will hold data. It will not hold the address. It will hold the data. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Then what is CU? Sorry.
सर MDR एड्रेस ऑफ डेटा होल्ड करता है?
नहीं, MDR में it will hold the data जो आप ट्रांसफर कर रहे हो.
ओके सर.
Yeah. Okay. Then we have something which is called as a CU. CU is nothing but it is called as a control unit. Okay. Control unit क्या है? It will generate what? Control signals. So write down the functionality of control unit is it will generate control signals. What are the control signals that we have? We have control signals like read, write. These are the control signals that we have. Where to read from? Read from memory or write into the memory. या दूसरा read into IO devices or write into the IO devices. Okay, so these are sometimes some different types of control signals that we have. So who will generate these control signals? Who will generate all these signals? It will be generated by control unit. How will generate? It will generate either by programming or it will generate by hardware, which we'll be learning in module number 3. Okay, so control unit is nothing but it is a unit or it is a component which will generate the control signals. What are the different types of control signals that we have? It is read memory, read IO, write memory, and write IO. Is that clear?
Sir, or एक बार repeat
Okay, control unit is nothing but it is a unit which will generate control signals. Okay, what are the different types of control signals that we have? We have read memory, write memory. So control unit will generate 4 different types of signals. Majorly उसके अलावा और भी signals होते हैं. One is called as a read memory. Okay, and a read IO. The third one is write memory, write into the memory, and write IO. So these are the four major control signals that we have, and all these control signals that we have is generally released, or these control signals are released by control unit. So what is the functionality of control unit? To release the control signals. Is it clear? Is this clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Fine. Then we have something which is called as accumulator. Okay, so write down what is an accumulator. Accumulator is also a register. It is a register. It is a register. Okay. Second point, it is one of the most used register. Okay, for all the major component. Okay, so you can write down it is a primary register. It is a primary register. Okay, what is the meaning of primary register? In all the operation, you will be using accumulator as one of the most important register. So अगर आपको add करना है, you have to use one of the register as a accumulator. Subtract करना है, you have to use accumulator. Divide करना है, you have to use accumulator. Multiply करना है, you have to use accumulator. So in every operation that you want to do, it will act as one of the most primary register that you'll be using. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Why it is called as accumulator? So accumulator, why it is called, like अगर मेरे को एक operation करना है, okay? So one operation is A plus B, okay? Then after that I need to do C, then I need to multiply by D, okay? So अगर आप ये operation कर रहे हो, so one of the register you're choosing is accumulator. दूसरा कोई भी एक register लोगे, उसके अंदर आप क्या करोगे, दोनों के बीच में ऐड कर लोगे. So we are performing A plus B, okay? A आया मेरा accumulator में, B के अंदर दूसरे register का जो डेटा है उसके अंदर हमने B की वैल्यू डाल दी, दोनों को हमने ऐड कर दिया. कहाँ पे जाएगा? It will get stored in accumulator, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we will whatever is the result will be stored in the accumulator. After getting that result, now you need to add with C. So C की जो वैल्यू रहेगी वो आप डंप कर दोगे इस रजिस्टर में. You'll again add with the content that you have in accumulator. So वो आपको मिल जाएगा A plus B plus C. After that you need to multiply with D. So D लोगे आप और उसको accumulator के content के साथ आप multiply करोगे. So what is the meaning? Every time you're getting some sub product, or you can say some sub result, okay, or you can say partial result. So these partial result are put into this accumulator. ये partial result कहाँ पे होता है? Accumulator में होता है. And you keep on performing operation onto these partial result or sub product or sub results. Okay. At the end you'll get the result, and the result will be guaranteed. It will be stored in accumulator. So what is an accumulator? You can say accumulator is a register. Which type of register? It is a primary register. Why it is called as a primary register? Because in every operation, one of the register you will be using as accumulator. Why it is called as accumulator? Because you're accumulating, you're putting the multiple sub results, or you can say partial results, into that register. And finally, at the end, after accumulating all the results, you'll get a final result, and that final result has to be there in the accumulator. Is it clear? Is it
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So out of all the register that we have, the most important the register that we'll be using throughout all the instruction is something which is called as accumulator. Why? Because it has to be there in all the operation. The result will be there in the accumulator, etc., etc. It has to be there over there. Is it clear? Is the role of accumulator clear to you? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then we have something which is the last register, which is called as a GPR. So write down what is GPR. GPR stands for General Purpose Register. General Purpose Register. So as the name suggests, it is also what? It is a register. Is it a primary register or it is a secondary register? Accumulator is a primary. So what is the other one? Secondary, right? So GPR has to be secondary register. Okay. So it is a secondary register. Why it is required? In order to perform other general operations. It is used to perform other general operations. Okay, so एक में आप addition कर सकते हो, दूसरे में division कर सकते हो, multiplication करते हो. It is your choice. So whatever general operation that you want to perform, you can perform them using GPR. You can perform them using GPR. This will get more clear when we study about one of the architecture of a processor. एक processor को जब उसको हम उसका architecture जब पढ़ेंगे, it will get more clear. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So yeah, so we have something which is called as a memory. That is already we have discussed. Memory are generally used to store program and code, program and data. Yeah, program and data. Plus, we have something which is called as I/O devices, which is made up of input devices and output devices. These input devices are required in order to insert the data, and output devices are required in order to display the data. Okay. Then we have something which is called as a central processing unit, which will perform all the processing onto the program using the data that we have either through the memory or through the input devices that we have. Okay, so it will perform the operation by using multiple components. What are the components that we have in any processor, in any modern processor that you are seeing in that you're seeing? It will have arithmetic logic unit, it will have a program counter, it will have IR, it will have MAR, it will have MBR, it will have CU, it will have accumulator, it will have GPR. Any modern computer that you're using, can be your Snapdragon, can be your MediaTek, can be your i3, can be Ryzen, etc., etc. So any processor that you're seeing in today's world must have all these components. Is it clear? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that we have covered as a von Neumann architecture. Guaranteed one question will come. Mostly it comes in paper. Draw and explain the working of von Neumann architecture for 10 marks. It can also come for 5 marks. If it comes for 5 marks, what you need to do? You need to draw a memory. Okay. You need to draw a bus. This bus is connected. This memory is connected to central processing unit. This central processing unit is connected to I/O devices. Okay, so in CPU you can just explain two major components. One is something which is called as a EU, and another is something which is called as CU. You just need to explain this, and this you can explain for 5 marks. Okay, if it comes for 5 marks, you just need to explain this concept. If it comes for 10 marks, you need to draw this complete diagram and you need to explain each component individually. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When the same question comes for 5 marks for as a Harvard model, you just need to draw Harvard model as you have a central processing unit. The central processing unit is connected to how many memory? 2 memories. One will be called as a data memory, and the other one is called as
Program memory.
program memory. So हमारे पास दो type की memory होगी. One will be called as a data memory, other is called as a program memory. Plus, it will also be connected to I/O devices. Okay, so this is something which is called as a von Neumann. Okay, von, not non. Okay, so von Neumann, and this is something which is called as Harvard architecture. So the only difference between von Neumann and Harvard is in Harvard we have got 2 set of memory. One is called as a data and program memory. In von Neumann we have got only 1 set of memory, which is called as a simple memory, which holds both data and program in it. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah. So जनरली जो वॉन न्यूमैन आर्किटेक्चर है या हार्वर्ड आर्किटेक्चर है, दोनों में से जो फास्टर होगा इट विल बी हार्डर, इट विल बी हार्वर्ड. व्हाई इट विल बी हार्वर्ड? बिकॉज इट हैज गॉट 2 सेट्स ऑफ मेमोरी. उस 2 सेट मेमोरी की वजह से यू कैन गेट the data at the same moment, plus you can perform the next fetching of the instruction. Okay, so दो चीज आप simultaneously कर सकते हो. इंस्ट्रक्शन को fetch भी कर सकते हो, decode भी कर सकते हो, execute भी कर सकते हो. simultaneously आप data को भी fetch कर सकते हो और उसको store कर सकते हो. Okay, so those 2 things can be done simultaneously. So अगर दो चीज simultaneously कर सकते हो, naturally उसका स्पीड ज्यादा होगा. किसका ज्यादा होगा स्पीड का? हार्वर्ड या वॉन न्यूमैन का? Which will be faster? Harvard will be faster. So generally Harvard faster होगा, लेकिन Harvard आप एक limited जगह पे या एक specialized type के कंप्यूटर के अंदर आप लगा सकते हो, and that is something which is called as microcontroller. So microcontroller के अंदर we generally use Harvard architecture, and in case of microprocessor, okay, we generally use von Neumann architecture. So what is a microprocessor and what is microcontroller? Can someone tell me what is microcontroller and microprocessor?
So microcontroller specific task के लिए use होता है, and microprocessor multiple tasks.
So yeah, so first difference is microcontroller is generally used to perform specific tasks. Okay, अगर एक खास तरीके का काम करना है, for that we use microcontroller. Example, any example?
सर आर्डिनो में जो भी डिवाइस हम लोग बनाते हैं छोटा मोटा, उसमें माइक्रोकंट्रोलर
any example?
Remote control.
Remote control, very good. Microwave oven,
washing
yes.
machine.
Washing machine, yes. Elevator, yes. So these are all include microcontroller, right? What is microprocessor? What is microprocessor? Will it perform only a specific task or multitask?
Multitask.
It will be performing multiple tasks. Okay, it will perform multiple tasks. Okay, example, you can watch a movie, you can play a game, you can listen, you can write down your assignment at the same time, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so that is something, अगर कोई सिस्टम अगर आपको ये फैसिलिटी प्रोवाइड करता है, then naturally that will be considered as a उसके अंदर जो प्रोसेसर होगा that will be called as a microprocessor. And if a device which will perform a specific task just like your microwave oven or your elevator or your etc fridge etc or remote control, that will be something उसके अंदर जो प्रोसेसर होगा that will be called as a microcontroller. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then we have something. The system that uses microprocessor, it is called as a complete system. It is called as a complete system. Whereas a system that uses microcontroller, it will be called as what? It will be called. Any guess?
Incomplete.
It will not. It is not incomplete. It is called as
Embedded system.
embedded system. It will be called as embedded system. Okay, why it is called as embedded system? Because it is embedded into the system. Okay, and embedded system are generally quite small. Okay, so generally microprocessor जो system होता है, computer system होता है, they are generally bulky in nature. Okay, इसका size क्या होगा? Bulky होगा. It is quite big. Okay, whereas embedded system are generally quite compact. It is generally quite compact. Okay, example, your remote control. Okay, it is quite compact. You have your LED indicators. Okay, you have your mouse, you have keyboard, those are quite compact. Okay, but अगर आप कंप्यूटर की बात कर लो, अगर आप एक कोई सर्वर की बात कर लो, they are always bulky in nature, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The speed, who will be having higher speed?
Microcontroller.
Microcontroller.
Will be having higher speed. Microprocessor will be having lower speed.
Low.
Who will perform better performance?
Microcontroller.
Microcontroller will perform. Microcontroller will perform better performance. Microprocessor will have lower performance. Okay. Who will have better efficiency? In case of processor, will be having better efficiency because we are performing multiple tasks, whereas it is not that efficient. Okay, it is less efficient. Okay. Example that you can give of in microprocessor, we have Snapdragon. Okay, we have i3, i5, i7, 8086. Okay, what is the example of microcontroller? We have something which is called as Arduino. We have something which is called as PIC.
Raspberry.
Raspberry is a processor. We have PIC. Then we have something which is called as PIC 18, basically. That is a version of PIC. Okay, then we have something which is called as ARM7. Okay, ARM, आपने सुना होगा ARM, just ARM. Has anybody heard about ARM? It is called as Advanced RISC Machine, and it is used in which component? It is generally used in iPhones. Okay, but that is the advanced version. ARM7 जो है, it is a microcontroller which is like downgraded version of ARM that we are using in Apple. Okay, so अगर आप A11, A13 Bionic chip की बात कर लो, उसके अंदर जो ARM होता है, that is something which is quite advanced, and this ARM7 is a microcontroller which is completely based on that architecture. Okay, so yeah. In 5th sem, there is a subject which will be teaching you about ARM7. Don't know the revised syllabus, but previously we were having something which was called as ARM7. So all these are something which is called, which is there in microcontroller. We also have something which is called as 8051. So all these are microcontroller, all these are microprocessors. Is that clear?
Yes,
Is that clear? So please take a snapshot of this. That is important. Though it is not part of the syllabus, but you should know the difference between microcontroller and microprocessors. Have you taken?
Yes.
Yeah. We'll go to the next topic. The next topic is something which is called as, just write down the new heading, something called as microprocessor. Okay. So in this module, we'll be learning specifically a special type of microprocessor, which is called as 8086. Okay, and using this microprocessor will be performing our lab, which is the microprocessor lab that we have. Okay, so उसके अंदर हमें कुछ microprocessor पे operation करना पड़ेगा, उसके ऊपर data transfer करना पड़ेगा, फिर identify करना पड़ेगा odd number, even number, find करना पड़ेगा number of ones in the bit. ये सारे operation हमें करना पड़ेगा, and the software that we'll be using is something which is called as TASM and MASM. Okay, ये दो कुछ simulation software जो हमें use करके हमें उसके ऊपर operations करना पड़ेगा. But before learning about 8086, we should know what is a microprocessor first. Okay, is that clear? So the next topic is something which is called as a microprocessor. So what is a microprocessor? We'll just draw a basic architecture of a microprocessor. What does microprocessor include? Okay, so microprocessor include something which is called as what is this? What is this? So microprocessor must have something which is called as accumulator. What is accumulator? It is a circuit. It is, what is it? Accumulator is what? It is a register. Register. Okay. It is a primary register. Very good. Then we have something which is called as arithmetic logic unit, which is generally used and which is generally there in any microprocessor that you can think of. Okay. Then we will have some registers. We'll be having some registers. These registers can be classified as GPR and SFR, which we'll be discussing shortly. GPR stand for general purpose register and SFR stand for special function registers. Special function registers. Okay. So any microprocessor that you can think of which will have ये components उसके अंदर guaranteed रहेंगे. Plus it will also have components like interrupt control. It will include components like stack pointer. Will also have something called as PC/IP, which has to be there. What does PC stand for?
Program counter.
Program counter.
Program counter. And IP stand for?
Instruction pointer.
Instruction point.
Yeah. So दोनों का काम एक ही है. You can also call as a IR also, instruction sorry. Yeah. IR नहीं. IR आपका current पे रहता है. PC is generally points to the next instruction. And then something which we have, something which is called as a timing and control circuit. Timing and control unit. Timing and control unit. Draw this diagram and write down the name of, or you can label it as the basic architecture of a microprocessor. Basic architecture of a microprocessor. Microprocessor you can write down as mu p. That is a representation of microprocessor. We just write down mu p. Okay. Have you drawn?
Wait, sir.
Yeah. So what we have this as arrows. What are these arrows? These arrows represent
Bus.
bus. These are representing the bus. How many types of bus we have? Address, data, and control. Address, data, and control. Okay, so instead of drawing these three arrows every time, I've merged together them, and they are generally called as bus. Okay, so actually there are three different buses that they are connecting. One is the address bus, other is a data bus, then we have control bus. Similarly, ALU is also connected with address bus, data bus, and control bus. Register भी address, data, control. सबके अंदर तीन buses है, but we have merged them together and we have used just a single arrow, and that single arrow represent a bus, and that bus can be of three different types. Okay, बना लिया diagram? Done?
Yes, sir.
The last
Yes,
वाला
sir.
timing and control unit है ना left side से.
Yes, timing and control unit.
Okay.
Okay, so as you know, the working of accumulator, what it is a register which will perform, which will act as a primary register, जिसके अंदर सारे के सारे operations आप उसी के अंदर करोगे, and the final result will be stored in accumulator. What is ALU? ALU stand for, it is arithmetic logic unit. It is a circuit which will perform the arithmetic and logical operation. Just like von Neumann ने जो पढ़ा है, वही चीज़ वापस यहाँ पे डालना है. What is a register? What is a register? What is a register? It is a temporary storage जहाँ पे आप data को या address को store करते हो. Okay, so it is a temporary storage place where you store either your data or your address. Okay, so these registers can be classified into two different classifications. So just write down the classification. The registers are mainly of two different types. One is called as a GPR and other is called as a SFR. What does GPR stand for?
General purpose register.
General purpose register. And what does SFR stand for? Special
Function.
function
Function register.
रजिस्टर. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग? जनरल पर्पस रजिस्टर जो है वो कोई भी रजिस्टर, चाहे वो ए हो, बी हो, सी हो, डी हो, ऐसे कुछ रजिस्टर आगे देखें हम लोग AX, BX, CX, DX. इट इज एग्जांपल ऑफ these are there in 8086 जो हम लोग अभी थोड़ी देर में देखेंगे. So it has got 4 different types of general purpose register. Who we are talking about? 8086 microprocessor. Microprocessor के पास क्या होता है? 4 GPRs होता है. Okay, so what are the 4 GPRs that it has? It has AX, BX, CX, DX. इन चारों रजिस्टर्स में से along with accumulator के अंदर एक डेटा होगा. So let's say अगर मुझे A plus B करना है, so A का डेटा आपने accumulator में डाल दिया, B का जो डेटा है either you can put into AX, you can put in BX, you can put in CX or you can put in DX. So these are all general purpose register जिसके अंदर आप general operation perform करते हो. Okay, so कोई भी general operation अगर आपको करना होगा, for that we have a special type of register and those are generally called as a GPRs. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then we have something which is called as SFR. SFR are those registers जिनका specific task है. Okay. For example, there is a register called as PC. What is the task of PC? It is a special register which will hold only what?
Program का
It will hold only what? It will hold only what?
Address of next
Address
instruction.
of the next
Address.
instruction. It will just hold the address of the next instruction. यानी next instruction का address PC में ही होगा. वो AX में नहीं डाल सकते आप, वो BX में नहीं डाल सकते आप, वो CX में नहीं डाल सकते, ना वो DX में डाल सकते हैं. वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ कहाँ पे जाएगा? PC में जाएगा. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Then we have something which is called as IR. IR क्या होगा? Instruction register. इसके अंदर क्या होगा? It will hold what? Address of the
Current instruction.
current instruction. It will be only there in IR. It cannot be there in AX, BX, or DX. इसके अंदर नहीं रह सकता. Okay? और सिमिलरली पीसी के अंदर सिर्फ और सिर्फ एड्रेस होगा. इसके अंदर आप डेटा नहीं डाल सकते. इसके अंदर आप बी की वैल्यू, सी की वैल्यू आप स्टोर नहीं कर सकते. इट विल होल्ड ओनली स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ, इट विल हैव ओनली स्पेशल फंक्शंस एंड इट विल बी डेडिकेटेड ओनली फॉर दैट फंक्शन ओनली. अगर वो फंक्शन नहीं करना है, इट विल रिमेन वेकेंट. वो खाली रहेगा, लेकिन वो अपने अपने जो भी उसको काम असाइन किया है उसके अलावा कोई दूसरा काम नहीं करेगा. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes,
Yeah. So a register is nothing but it is a place. It is a space where we store either a data or address. These registers can be of 2 different types. One is called as a GPR, which stands for general purpose register, and the second one is something which is called as a SFR, which stands for special function registers. What is GPR? GPR are those registers which can be used in any operation that you can think of. कोई भी operation अगर आपको करना है उसके अंदर आप GPR को use कर सकते हो. SFR are those registers which are dedicated for the special functions such as the PC is a register which is used in order to store the address of the next instruction only. IR is a register which stores the address of the current instruction. We cannot use IR to store some other data. Okay, it will only store the address of the current instruction. Similarly, we have something which is called as SP, जो हम लोग अभी आगे देखेंगे. It is something which is called as a stack pointer. It will store the address of the instruction, or it will store the address of the data which is present at the top of the stack. Okay, so that is something which is called as SP. So SP register के अंदर आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ वही एड्रेस डाल सकते हो जो कि टॉप एलिमेंट जो जिस पे पॉइंट कर रहा होगा, सिर्फ और सिर्फ उसी का एड्रेस आप उसके अंदर डाल सकते हो. Is that clear? So those all registers which have a dedicated task or which have a special task, those will be referred as SFR. जिसका कोई भी task define नहीं है, those will be referred as GPR. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So we have seen accumulator, we have seen ALU, we have seen register. Then we have something which is called as interrupt control. Okay, what is the meaning of interrupt control? So right now I'm speaking. Okay, anybody comes in between. Okay, let's say there is an order which comes from principal sir की stating कि मुझे नीचे कुछ काम करना है. Okay, I've got a meeting that I need to attend. Okay, so what is the priority right now? Is principal sir having a higher priority? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what I'll do, I'll leave my regular task which I'm doing right now. I'll directly go to the ground floor. I'll go to the principal sir, attend the meeting, and I'll come back. Will I come back or मैं वहाँ से घूमने चले जाऊँगा? Should I come back and take the lecture again?
Come back.
जहाँ से stop किया मैंने? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is how the interrupt actually works. So a processor will execute will execute a program. Okay, program कहाँ कैसे लिखा है, लाइन बाय लाइन, लाइन बाय लाइन, लाइन बाय लाइन प्रोग्राम लिखा हुआ है, ये एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा है। ये एग्जीक्यूशन करने के टाइम पे अगर कोई इंटरप्ट अकर होता है, इफ देयर इज एन इंटरप्ट दैट इज अकर्ड, सो ये क्या होगा, ये एग्जीक्यूट तो करेगा। जैसे इंटरप्ट आया वो क्या होगा, उस प्रोग्राम को छोड़ करके it will go to some other part of program which is called as ISR. What does ISR stand for? Interrupt service routine. Okay, I can totally understand this will go bouncer because something which we have not discussed, अभी तक आपने कभी पढ़ा नहीं है, डायरेक्टली मैं आपको सिर्फ समझा रहा हूँ, ये इसलिए ताकि रिलेट कर सको आप उस चीज को। सो वी हैव गॉट अ नॉर्मल प्रोग्राम जो एग्जीक्यूटेड है, it will directly go to some ISR. ISR is interrupt service routine. You can also refer as a method or function अगर आपने जावा या सी पढ़ा होगा। सो फंक्शन या मेथड कॉल होगा, इंटरप्ट वो वहां पे जाएगा, उस इंटरप्ट को सर्विस प्रोवाइड करेगा बाय एग्जीक्यूटिंग दैट ISR। सो ये इंटरप्ट अकर हुआ, उसको सर्विस देना है, इस इंटरप्ट को सर्विस देना है, लेकिन वो सर्विस इस प्रोग्राम को एग्जीक्यूट करने से नहीं मिलेगा, उसके लिए एक अलग प्रोग्राम लिखा होगा, उस प्रोग्राम को मुझे एग्जीक्यूट करना पड़ेगा। आफ्टर एग्जीक्यूटिंग दैट प्रोग्राम आई प्रोवाइड द सर्विस टू दैट पर्टिकुलर इंटरप्ट। और क्या मैं वापस आ जाऊंगा या उधर ही रहूंगा? तो आई नीड टू कम बैक। So I need to come back to the place where I have jumped from. जहां से मैंने जंप किया था, अगली बार मुझे वापस उधर ही जाना है। Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear? So this whole process of jumping from the normal program, going to the ISR, executing the ISR, and coming back to the normal program is something which is called as interrupt control. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So this interrupt control will be there in any processor. So just write down what is interrupt control. Interrupt control is a component. Interrupt control is a component which handles the interrupt or you can call interrupt as or an external event or an external event. ओके कैसे करता है, क्या करता है, मैंने आपको वर्ड्स में तो मैंने मतलब दिखा के तो मतलब विद द हेल्प ऑफ डायग्राम आई हैव शोन इट, बट when we actually understand about the interrupt we'll be discussing about that. It is a big topic. interrupt को समझने के लिए हम लोग को एक स्पेसिफिकली कंप्यूटर आर्किटेक्चर में और कंप्यूटर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में एक अलग से टॉपिक है, we'll be discussing then ISR का component concept को, then we'll understand it. Okay, but right now how it is done, normal program आपका execute हो रहा है, line by line execution हो रहा है, उसी टाइम पे अगर interrupt अगर हुआ, you'll halt the normal execution, you'll jump to some other part of the program, and that other part of program or that other program is something which is called as ISR. The full form of ISR is interrupt subroutine, or you can call it as an interrupt service routine. It is a routine to provide the service to the interrupt. Is that clear? It is a routine. What is the meaning of routine? It is a program which is written for servicing the interrupt. इस interrupt को service provide करने के लिए routine लिखा होगा, इस routine को आप execute करोगे, after executing you need to come back to the place where you have jumped from. Okay, and then after that you need to execute your normal program. Is that clear?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
clear? Yeah, so that is something which is called as interrupt control. Then we have something which is called as stack pointer. We have PCIP. Okay, what are these? These are some special types of registers that we have. Okay, these you can include as SFR. These you can include as SFR. So we have got SP. SP stand for stack pointer, and we have got PC and IP. PC and IP is nothing but it is either you can call as a program counter or you can call as an instruction pointer. Okay, so both are exactly interchangeably used. कोई प्रोसेसर में पीसी उसको रिफर करते हैं, किसी प्रोसेसर में हम उसको आईपी रिफर कर सकते हैं. सिंस वी आर स्टडीइंग 8086 विल बी यूजिंग आईपी एज द नेम ऑफ द रजिस्टर 8086 यूजेस. ओके, 8086 में आईपी उसके नाम से उसको रिफर करेंगे. जस्ट इन केस अगर नेक्स्ट सेम में अगर देयर इज अ सब्जेक्ट व्हिच टीचेस यू अबाउट द एम्बेडेड सिस्टम, अगर 8051 हुआ, इन दैट केस यू विल बी यूजिंग अ रजिस्टर व्हिच विल बी कॉल्ड एज अ पीसी. सो बोथ पीसी एंड आईपी विल हैव एग्जैक्टली द सेम वर्किंग and it will store what? The address of
Sharing data.
next instruction. Don't get confused between data and instruction. Instruction is something else, data is something else. We'll be seeing that, but right now अभी फिलहाल सिर्फ दिमाग में सिर्फ ये बैठा के रखो क्या है इंस्ट्रक्शन और डेटा अलग अलग चीज. We'll discuss about what is instruction, what is the data. We'll soon discuss that. Okay, instruction और data, opcode, ये सब चीजें हमें discuss करना है, but we'll wait for that. Okay, so PC and IP will store the instruction, will store the address of the instruction, and stack pointer is also a register which will store the address of the top element. Okay, what is a stack? Can someone tell me what is a stack? What is a stack?
Memory.
Yeah. So memory may there are multiple types of memory. One can be a normal memory, other can be stack memory, heap memory, etc., etc. Okay. So stack memory is type of a memory. Stack memory is a type of memory which will store data in which format? LIFO, FIFO. What is the format?
LIFO.
LIFO.
LIFO. So what is that? Last in
First
first
out.
out. So अगर आपने एलिमेंट 0 डाला, उसका एलिमेंट 1 डाला, उसका एलिमेंट 2 डाला, अब आप डिलीट जब आप करोगे, so which will get deleted first?
2.
Zero.
Which entered last, right?
Sorry,
The-
2.
So last enter हुआ था 2, वो पहले delete हो जाएगा, right? So this is something which is called as stack, okay? और जो हमेशा जो top element को जो point करता है, so उस register को हम stack pointer बोलेंगे. So what is stack pointer? It is a register which holds the address, not the data. It holds what? The address of the top of the stack. Address of the top of the stack. So ये जो top है, उस top का जो भी address होगा, उस address को हम store करेंगे into stack pointer. Is that clear? So what is SP? SP is nothing but it is a register which holds the address of the top of the stack memory. Top of the stack memory. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
अगेन एसपी एक ऐसी चीज है जो कि ज्यादातर यूज आएगी इंटरप्ट के लिए. इंटरप्ट जब भी आएगा, जब आपको याद है आईएसआर में जाते हैं, आईएसआर से कम बैक करते हैं. सो जब आईएसआर में हम जाते हैं तो करंट एड्रेस को हम लोग पुश कर देते हैं. ओके, डू यू गाइस नो पुश एंड पॉप ऑपरेशन इन स्टैक?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
सो हम क्या करते हैं, जब भी हम ISR आता है, whenever there is a ISR, okay, so whenever there is a interrupt that is happening, so आप क्या करो, ये एग्जीक्यूट करो, ये एग्जीक्यूट करो, ये एग्जीक्यूट करो, ये एग्जीक्यूट करो, और हर टाइम जब भी आप एग्जीक्यूट करते हो उस एड्रेस को हम पॉइंट करते हैं इनटू पीसी, राइट, या आईपी, यानी नेक्स्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन जो एग्जीक्यूट करना है वो पीसी में आता है. लेट्स से अगर इंटरप्ट यहाँ पे आ गया, आप क्या करोगे, आपको जंप करना पड़ेगा इस सब रूटीन पे, राइट, आपको जंप करना पड़ेगा इस ISR पे. आप क्या करते हो, ये जो पीसी है, इस पीसी के अंदर क्या है, एड्रेस है, इस पीसी को हम क्या करेंगे, इस स्टैक पे डाल देंगे. सो दिस स्टैक विल होल्ड व्हाट, पीसी, उसको पुश कर देंगे. ओके, सो पुश करने के बाद मैं क्या करूंगा, अब पीसी के अंदर, इस पीसी के अंदर अब मैं क्या कर दूंगा, आई पुट दिस ISR का एड्रेस. सो नाउ दिस पीसी विल होल्ड दिस ISR एड्रेस. उससे क्या होगा, द नेक्स्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन व्हिच विल बी एग्जीक्यूटेड विल बी दिस वन, 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 दिस वन. एज सून एज यहाँ पे रिटर्न आएगा, रिटर्न आने पे क्या करना पड़ेगा, आई नीड टू परफॉर्म ऑपरेशन ऑफ पॉप. सो क्या होगा, स्टैक पे जो टॉप एलिमेंट रहेगा वो पॉप आउट हो जाएगा, और वो पॉप कहाँ पे कर लूंगा, इनसाइड पीसी. सो ये पीसी के अंदर वापस वो पुराना वाला एड्रेस आ जाएगा. उससे क्या हो जाएगा, मेरा कंट्रोल वापस इधर आ जाएगा. सो आफ्टर दैट आई नीड टू एग्जीक्यूट दिस लाइन, दिस लाइन, दिस लाइन, दिस लाइन, दिस लाइन. इज दैट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the use of stack memory is for performing the interrupt operation. Okay, और भी बहुत सारे operation है, but the major use is to perform the interrupt operation. Again, you don't need to understand this concept over here exactly. इसके लिए अलग से topic है, but फिलहाल के लिए सिर्फ समझ लो stack pointer is a pointer, or you can say it is a register which will hold the address of top of the
Top
stack.
of the stack.
Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
And finally, we have something which is called as a timing and control circuit, or timing and control unit. What is timing and control unit? So there are two major important unit that we have. One is called as a timing unit, and other is something which is called as a control unit. What is a control unit? Control unit का काम क्या है? To generate control signals. As simple as that. Control signal generate करेगा. Time unit का काम क्या है? इसके अंदर there is a component which is something which is called as a clock. Okay. So we have something which is called as a clock. Clock is something like you can refer clock as you can say it is like a heart. Okay, so just like we as a human being has a heart in our body, and what does heart do? It pumps out the blood. Okay, so basically it is something like which will make you living. Okay, so जब तक living कब हो गया, इंसान live कब करता है, जब तक उसका heart चलता है, right? As soon as the heart stop, the person dies, right? So something, if you want to make a non-living thing as a living thing, computer is a non-living thing, right? If you want to make a computer as a living thing, what you need to do? You need to give a clock signal to it. Clock signal देते ही आप उस चीज को living से non-living से living बना देते हो. Okay? How does that? Okay? How does that? ये तो analogy हो गया. Actually कैसे होता है? Let's say अगर मुझे perform करना है एक operation को 2 + 2 is equal to 4. बट विच इंस्टेंट डू आई नीड टू डू दैट? ये इंस्टेंट कब है, कब मुझे पता चलेगा टू एक रजिस्टर में आ चुका है, दूसरे रजिस्टर में टू आ चुका है, ये इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगा कैसे? सो ये करने के लिए आई नीड टू यूज अ क्लॉक. ओके, सो क्लॉक क्या करेगा, पहला पल्स आएगा मैं टू ले लूंगा एक रजिस्टर में, दूसरा पल्स आएगा मैं टू ले लूंगा दूसरे रजिस्टर में, अब दोनों आ चुके हैं, तीसरे पल्स में मैं क्या करूंगा, दोनों को ऐड कर दूंगा, और चौथे पल्स में मैं क्या करूंगा, जो भी मेरे एक्यूमुलेटर में रिजल्ट है उसको डिस्प्ले कर दूंगा. So it makes your processor, makes your any component that you have, electronic component that you have, it makes that component as a living component. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
How it does that, that is again a topic of discussion, but that is a role of a timing and control unit. So control unit is something which acts as a brain, and timing unit, or you can say clock circuit, it basically acts as a heart. Okay, so the whole and sole purpose is to make this component or to make this system as a living system. This system को हमें living system बनाना है. Okay, so that is the whole purpose of it. So is the basic architecture of any microprocessor clear to you? Is the basic architecture clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So any microprocessor, sorry,
सर आप
sorry,
लिख रहे हैं क्या समझ
मैं कुछ लिख नहीं रहा हूँ, मैं कुछ लिख नहीं रहा हूँ, मैं कुछ लिख नहीं रहा हूँ.
ओके सर
Yeah. So these are the basic components that we have in any microprocessor. Can be i3, can be i5, can be i7, can be Ryzen 5, Ryzen 3, etc. etc. कोई भी आप ले लो प्रोसेसर, उसके अंदर एक्यूमुलेटर होगा, उसके अंदर अरिथमेटिक लॉजिक यूनिट होगा, उसके अंदर कुछ रजिस्टर्स होंगे, उसके अंदर इंटरप्ट कंट्रोल करने के लिए या इंटरप्ट को मैनेज करने के लिए we'll be having interrupt control circuits. Then we'll be having something which is called as a stack pointer. We'll be having PC or IP. Then we'll be having training and control unit. ये component के बिना आप microprocessor बना नहीं सकते. So it should be there. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is the architecture of a microprocessor. Can we go to the next topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next topic is something which is called as just write down characteristic of a microprocessor. Write down the next topic is something called as characteristic of a microprocessor. So अगर मेरे को माइक्रोप्रोसेसर के बारे में कुछ जानना है कि ये माइक्रोप्रोसेसर क्या है, कैसे है, या उसको डिफाइन करना है, so we need to know some of the terminology, some of the characteristic of these microprocessor. Okay, is that clear? Is that clear? Yeah. So the first, yeah, so the first characteristic of a microprocessor is it is the n-bit processor. Okay, so we need to know what is the size of the processor, or you can say instead of n-bit you just write the size of processor. So what is the size of processor? Is it 8-bit processor? Is it 16-bit processor? Is it 32-bit processor? Or is it 64-bit processor? What is the meaning of that? What is the size of processor? What does that bit signifies? What does that bit signifies? If I have n bit signifies, what does n signifies over there? It signifies the size of ALU. It signifies the size of registers that we have inside the processor. Is that clear? Is that clear? So if I say 8-bit processor, what is the meaning? That 8-bit processor will have 8-bit का ALU. 8-bit का ALU का मतलब क्या हो गया? 8-bit का addition you can do, 8-bit का subtraction you can do, 8-bit का multiplication you can do. समझ में है ना? कोई भी arithmetic या logic unit करना पड़ेगा, वो आपको 8-bit के data पे ही करना पड़ेगा. Is that clear?
Yes,
Is that clear? 16-bit का प्रोसेसर की बात करूं मैं, तो 16-bit प्रोसेसर का मतलब क्या होता है? उसके अंदर जो ALU होगा वो कितने बिट का होगा?
16.
16-bit का. Which will be faster now? Tell me. Is it 8-bit processor will be faster or 16-bit will be faster?
16.
Why it will be faster? Why it will be faster? Reason? Reason? Because any guess यार, इतना कुछ difficult नहीं है. It performs 8-bit addition, so ये 16-bit कितना bit का addition करेगा? कितने bit में करेगा? कितने bit का addition करेगा?
4.
16 बिट का एडिशन करेगा. 16 बिट का प्रोसेसर है तो 16 बिट का सब्ट्रैक्शन भी करेगा. ओके ये 16 बिट को मल्टीप्लिकेशन भी करेगा एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. सो ऑल द ऑपरेशन दैट इट विल डू इट कैन डू फॉर 16 बिट. लेट्स से अगर यही प्रोसेसर को मुझे 16 बिट पे करना है तो मुझे एडिशन करने के लिए कितना साइकिल लगेगा? पहले 8 बिट का करूंगा फिर 8 बिट का करूंगा. कितने साइकिल लगेंगे? कितने साइकिल लगेंगे? 2. व्हाट अबाउट दिस प्रोसेसर? इफ आई यूज 16 बिट का डेटा कितना साइकिल लगेगा? एक ही साइकिल में कैन आई गेट द एडिशन?
Yes, sir.
So which will be faster? Will it be 16 bit processor will be faster or 8 bit processor will be faster? 16. अगर 32 बिट का डेटा मुझे यूज करना है, 32 बिट का डेटा पे ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म करना है, यूजिंग 8 बिट प्रोसेसर, हाउ मेनी मशीन साइकिल्स आई कैन यूज? यूजिंग 8 बिट प्रोसेसर कितने मशीन साइकिल लगेंगे? पहले 8 बिट का, फिर 8 बिट का, फिर 8 बिट का, फिर 8 बिट का. सो 32 बिट के नंबर को अगर मुझे ऐड करना पड़ेगा, सो मुझे 4 बार उसको एडिशन करना पड़ेगा 8 बिट के. सो आई विल रिक्वायर 4 मशीन साइकिल्स. और यहाँ पे अगर मैं ये प्रोसेसर यूज करूंगा 16 बिट का, तो मुझे कितना मशीन साइकिल लगेगा? 2. सो 16 बिट का ऐड कर लूंगा, फिर बचे हुए 16 बिट को मैं ऐड कर लूंगा. सो आई रिक्वायर 2 मशीन साइकिल्स. सो व्हिच विल बी फास्टर? नेचुरली व्हिच विल बी फास्टर? द प्रोसेसर हैविंग साइज बिगर विल बी फास्टर, राइट? राइट. या सो अगर आप कंप्यूटर खरीदने जाओगे, आप कौन सा कंप्यूटर खरीदोगे? 32 बिट प्रोसेसर या 64 बिट प्रोसेसर? व्हिच विल ट्राई टू बाय? 64. बिकॉज उसके अंदर एक साथ आप 64 बिट के ऊपर ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म कर सकते हो. तो नेचुरली 64 बिट विल बी डबल फास्टर देन योर 32 बिट प्रोसेसर. इज दैट क्लियर? इज दैट क्लियर?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So is size of the processor clear to you? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next is bus of the processor. What is the meaning of bus of the processor? The bus can be of how many types? How many types of? We have 3 types of bus. One is a data bus.
Yes, sir.
We have control bus. We have address bus. Okay, we have address bus. Okay, so data bus will carry just the data. It will just carry the data. Control bus will just carry the control signals. Okay, address bus will carry the address bus. Okay, so bus of the processor. Okay, so whatever is the size of the bus. So for example 8086, we are talking about 8086. 8086 has 16 bit ka data bus. 16 bit ka data bus. Okay, what is the meaning? I can carry 16 bit of data at a time. Okay, 8086 has 20 bit ka address bus. What is the meaning? I can carry 20 bit ka address at a time. Is that clear? Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
8086 has a 16 bit ka control bus. What is the meaning? What is the meaning? It can carry 16 bit ka control signal. It can carry 16 bit ka control signal. Is it clear? So that is a bus of processor. That is the bus of the processor. Are these data important? Yes, it is important. Why? Because it will again tell me whether my processor is faster or slower. Okay. So depending on the size of the bus, if it is a 16 bit, if it is a 32 bit bus of the size, my processor will be faster. Are you guys getting it?
Yes, sir.
या सो अगर 8051 की बात कर लो, उसके अंदर जो बस का साइज है दैट इज 8 बिट ओनली. और अगर आप 8086 की बात कर लो, उसके अंदर सारे के सारे बिट 16 बिट के हैं. जो आपका एड्रेस बस है वो सिर्फ 20 बिट का है. ओके, सो दैट डिसाइड्स द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द प्रोसेसर. इज इट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
या देन समथिंग वी हैव समथिंग व्हिच इज कॉल्ड एज क्लॉक फ्रीक्वेंसी. Clock frequency. So what is clock frequency? We generally, if you want to buy a computer, अगर आप देखोगे, so generally it is 1.6 megahertz. Gigahertz. It is there, right?
Yes, sir.
So ये क्या होता है? What is the meaning of this 1.6 gigahertz? What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning? This is the speed of. This is the speed of clock. It is a frequency. Okay, clock मतलब इतने स्पीड पे आपका क्लॉक चल रहा है, इतनी स्पीड में आपका पल्स चल रहा है. Okay, so it is like your heart is beating at that at that rate. Okay, अगर उतनी स्पीड में अगर आपका पल्स हो रहा है और उस पल्स पे हर एक पल्स पे यू आर परफॉर्मिंग एन ऑपरेशन, सो कैन आई से higher the pulse rate or higher the frequency, the processor will be performing very fast. Can I say that? हर एक पल्स पे, on every pulse I'm performing some task, मैं कुछ तो टास्क कर रहा हूँ. So अगर 1.6 गीगाहर्ट्ज पल्स जनरेट हो रहा है, ओके, सो कैन आई से दैट, यानी 1.6 गीगाहर्ट्ज इतने पल्स जनरेट हो रहे हैं एक सेकेंड के अंदर. सो अगर ये ज्यादा होगा, सो कैन आई से दैट माय प्रोसेसर इज परफॉर्मिंग मोर टास्क इन अ सेकेंड. कैन आई से दैट?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
if I've got 1.6 gigahertz का एक कंप्यूटर है और एक 2.3 gigahertz का एक कंप्यूटर है, which computer will you try to buy?
2.3.
2.3. Why? Because why? What is the reason? Because it is the frequency of 2.3 gigahertz is much faster. That means the number of pulse which is generated in a second is much more compared in the first one. Okay, so अगर ज़्यादा pulse generate करोगे, that means in a second you can perform, your processor is performing more tasks. If you're performing more tasks, naturally your processor has to be faster. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so these are some of the characteristics. We'll be discussing about 8086. We'll be starting with the first processor of your life, which is 8086. देखते हैं आगे आगे आने वाले और सेमेस्टर में क्या और प्रोसेसर होता है या इधर ही रुक जाता है. So you will be learning your first processor, which will be 8086. Though the 8086 is very big topic, but as per your syllabus, you need to understand about the architecture of 8086. You need to understand about the instruction of 8086. You need to understand about the addressing modes, pin diagram. ये 4-5 चीजें ही आपको पता होना चाहिए. So we'll just try to cover up the processor. Once the processor of 8086 is clear, now you can relate with any processor, and using computer organization and architecture, we'll be discussing for all the generic processors. Okay, so that is the flow that we'll be learning the rest of your subject. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much. If you have any doubt, you can stay behind. If you don't, you can leave.